Sick of being broke is like knowing the directions are the remedy, but you can't read from inside the bottle. A good coach will read the label and give you the play. That is the text I started with. The Bible is a playbook, okay? So I'm recommending that, though we recommend in the RIT system that you submit to a coach, that you have coaches, that you have mentors, that you have people that can guide you, that you submit yourself to wise counsel, that you seek it out. The Bible itself is your first playbook. So this was the image that I created. It is a queen inside a bottle that has Hebrew words. Now, I attempted to make this say, read the word. Lamed, Kaf, Resh, Vav, Aleph. Aleph, Tav. Hey, Mem, Yod, Lamed, Hey. So I got that by doing translate English to Hebrew. English. Read the word. Oh my gosh. It's a whole different sentence. My goodness. Kra at Hamila.
קרא את המילה. קרא את המילה. קרא את המילה.
Okay, so this is the difference between Bing and Google. All right, so let's put this one in this document. So now what we have is Kaf, Resh, Aleph. That's Aleph, Tav. This is Hey, Mem, Yod, Lamed, Hey. Hey, Mem, Yod, Lamed, Hey. Hey, Mem, Yod, Lamed, Hey. Hey, Mem. That's the same word. Aleph, Tav is the same word. And this looks like the same root word. Kaf, Resh, Aleph. This one is the same. This one is the same. And this one is the same. It's got some extra stuff in there, according to Bing.
קרא.
Kara.
קרא.
Read.
Kra.
קרא.
Kra is Kra.
את.
Et.
You.
Okay, that's interesting. And let's do this one.
המילה.
Hamila. Okay, so this is the whole sentence.
קרא את המילה.
Karayat Hamila.
קרא את המילה.
Karayat Hamila.
קרא את המילה.
Karayatamila. 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 Karayatamila.
קרא את המילה.
Read the word. Okay, so I'm liking, oh my goodness. I think I'm liking Bing Translate better. Just because Google Translate, let's see if we can insert left. Transliteration, English, Hebrew, alphabet. How about that? What does Bing say this word is? Read. That's a verb too. Okay. So apparently I have it about right. It is right. It's not wrong. But I don't know the difference between having these extra letters in here.
Call. Read.
This is very interesting because call, read, call, read, call, read. When all Israel is come to appear before the Lord thy God in the place which he shall choose, thou shalt read this law before all Israel in their hearing. That read, all Israel come, thou shalt read phrase. Oh, here's the root. Kaf, resh, kaf, resh, aleph. Kaf, resh, aleph. Kaf, resh, aleph. Okay, that's the same word. C-R-A. 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 Look at that. That's the root. C-R-A. Root. A primitive root. Kaf, resh, aleph. Meat fall out.
Kara. Kara.
To call, recite, read, proclaim, utter aloud, sound. To read aloud, read to oneself. Through the idea of accosting a person met, to call out, properly addressed by name. And God called the night day. God called 8:7:21. 71:21. Whoa. Whoa. Genesis 1:5. And God called. Whew. 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 It's the same word. Made in his image. Called. Read. Wow. Wow. Wasn't that just incredible? Oh, I'm so grateful. But you know, as I was going back and looking at that video, I noticed that as I was going from tab to tab in Microsoft Edge, the information page, the news and information page as they call it, had just stuff that I really wouldn't want to read. I wouldn't click on it. So I didn't want it in my videos. So this next video is me fixing that so that when I go to a new tab, it doesn't show stuff that I don't really care to see and stuff that I don't really care to see in my videos. Okay, so this was kind of funny. When I was making this video right here, I kept going back to my home screen and well, now I can't find it. Well, here. I kept going back to is this thing recording? Yeah. Okay. I kept going back to my home screen, and as you can see, every time I would go there, you would see all this stuff on the background, and I didn't like that because it was just distracting, and it was intentionally distracting. And here I am trying to focus on the word and words and getting an understanding and getting guidance and all of that. So on my desktop, I have this great image of books of the Bible. And I thought, wow. Oh, no, the first thing I wanted to do was just turn off all of the stuff. So I went and I Googled. No, I did not Google. Okay. Now I want to turn off this row here because I think that's distracting when I'm on a video. So let's see, can we turn that off? Settings, more tools, browser task manager, toolbar, browser task management, launch pin, Command palette. Goodness. Extensions. I don't know how to do that on Bing. Oh my goodness. Hide bookmark bar. And a new, you can choose when your favorites are hidden. Select settings, more, appearance. Settings, more, appearance. Okay, there you go. Show favorites bar only on new tabs. Let's see if that works. Yada, yada, yada. There we go. So if I set up, before I record a video, if I already have the tabs that I want to go to set up, that distracting bar won't be up there. So that's good. Okay. So what this video is supposed to be about is customizing that start window. So if I remember correctly, it was settings, and you go to appearance, home, it was in here somewhere. Customize toolbar. Oh, here. It was start, home, and new tabs. Okay. When Edge starts, open a new tab. Show home button on toolbar. It was this one, new tab page. Customize your new tab page layout and content. I turned this off. Preload the new tab page for fast experience. Boom, cut that off. Then I went into customize, and over here, see, and what was so funny, let me show you. As soon as I did that, it came up with this advertisement that said I was going to get some kind of points. Try the new layout to see more news. I'm trying to get rid of the news, but it wants to give me news. Earn 100 Microsoft reward points when you switch to the Microsoft Edge informational layout, plus earn 400 more if you keep it for 7 days. I'm like, I'm trying to get rid of you. Why do I even want this? So I just closed it right here. I didn't even say maybe later. I just hit the X. Oh my gosh, they're just really wanting to distract me. And here it goes again. Want to try a new layout? Switch to content visible and see more of the news you care about. News I care about. Woo! Okay, let's close that too. Okay, I'll close that. Somehow I got a lot of rewards here. I don't know how that happened. So let me see. Okay, I think this is where I was. I was edit the background. And I saw where you could upload your own image. I said, ooh, now this is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. This is what I want to see. So I remember I have this this here, right? And I got it from this website. And The website was this one. Visual Theology, the Books of the Bible, in 2012. Imagine that, in 2012. And this guy was giving away this stuff, high quality PDF. I mean, just beautiful. I didn't really look at his site, but I guess I could go to what's on the homepage. Yeah. Okay. So what I did was I put it in my photos. Okay. Put it in my photos. And this first one here is the original one that he gave. And if you go to this little information tab, you can type a description that actually is searchable. Okay. This was the original one. But I didn't want all this stuff down here. So right inside of Google Photos, I use this and this crop thing, and took it off. So now I've got two versions in there, one with the crop, one with the advertising down here, and one without. Now I'm not trying not to give him credit. That's why I'm showing this to you. But I'm trying to be focused. So this is how I wanted my new window to look. And I may just, the names are down there. Paul. Oh, this is who wrote the book. I may go back and add the actual names of the books. Let's do that. Just for fun. So we'll be complete here. Let's go to Canva. And let's create a 16 by 9. Well, no, I don't want to do it that way. I want to start with an image for you. Upload. Start from file. Choose file. This was in downloads. Here. Okay. Use this design. Using a new design. Custom size. Create new design. Okay. So all I want to do is add the names. Oh, this might take me a while. But it's going to be worth it. Here we go. This needs to be way smaller. All right, let's start here. Genesis. Boom, look how perfect that is. Yeah. Okay, so we got Genesis in there. Genesis. Exodus. I think I need a list of the books of the Bible. So I don't mess up any of the names. Yes. I don't want to go to all these weird websites either. Let's just go to images. Here we go. That works. I'm just going to use Snagit and cut this out and put it so I can reference it on this other screen. Now, okay, let's go back. Exodus 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And here's a cool trick. We can, let's take that off, get rid of this, white out this, white out that, flatten everything, and then tell Canva to grab this text, copy it all, put it in a notepad, oh my goodness, now it's got them all in this 2-column format, which thank you, but I really kind of, so let's put it in Excel. Let's put it in Excel, right? And just like we expected, they are in Malachi for 2 Timothy. I don't know why that's that way. Let's see. Oh, because it has these rows. Oh, goodness. I need to put them back in order. Joshua, Judges, Ruth, 1st, 2nd Samuel, 1st, 2nd Kings. Well, first of all, let's do this. Well, Ezra, Esther, Job, Psalms, Proverbs. So we know that Matthew, Luke, John, Acts, down to Thessalonians, that goes there. And then Ecclesiastes comes next. Okay, this Ecclesiastes to Malachi, that should be here. That should be down there. And then all these. There we go. And now this. There we go. And just to check, we know this should be 66. Let's number them. Boom. We got them. So we can delete this. Well, we can keep it. Okay, so we're going to save as, browse, books of the Bible. And actually, we're going to put that in OneNote. not OneNote, OneDrive, because I have a folder here called, thought I had a folder called Bible, but let's look. Bible study. Oh, that's in OneNote. No. My files. Come on. Isn't it here? Interesting. So I'm going to just make a folder, new folder called Bible. I haven't created one there. Let's rename it so it sorts at the beginning. There we go. That's where you want the Bible, at the beginning. Okay, we're going to upload this file. Here. Now, we can always find it. Boom and boom. I've been uploading this thing. Wasn't uploaded. One item wasn't. I have to go back and figure that out. Okay, so let's get back to what we're doing now. I don't need this anymore. Don't save it. All right, so we have Exodus. Now I don't have to worry about misspelling stuff. Let's keep going. There. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, a lot of people wrote that book. And let's just align, tidy up, I guess. Okay. So this would be Numbers. Let's put this closer. Let's put this on this side. And see, can we put this? I don't think that's going to work. Never mind. Numbers. Deuteronomy. Joshua. Judges. think I know what this one was. Ruth. Samuel. First Samuel. Second Samuel. First Kings. Second Kings, written by Jeremiah. Second Kings, written by Jeremiah. Okay, I need some more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 and 10. So we're going to choose these and say tidy up. Tidy up. I don't know what tidy up means, but it did it. Okay. First Chronicles, written by Ezra. Ezra, I really like Ezra. Ezra is like the person I identify with for my assignment. For my royal assignment is like an amanuensis. It's like a scribe, a record keeper. Yeah. Ezra. Nehemiah was a prophet. Nehemiah. And the reason this layout of the books of the Bible appealed to me was when I was a teenager, I learned all the books, all the periodic table, like all of the elements and all of their valences and the stuff. And that was hanging in my room. I had a 100 average in physics in high school. It's like, it was like reading the Bible, growing up in a Bible believing environment just made me like inherently understand physics. It was like when I had physics, when I learned about physics, it just made sense that it was just explaining what God had done. And I was putting context to it. Oh man, I loved physics. So this really appealed to me for this reason. Now there's a lot of features on this thing here. Date of writing is in the top right corner. Chapters and verses are in the top left. Author traditional in italics. So who the author is there. Kings 2, King K. So Esther, we had to put her up there because they don't know who wrote Esther. Okay, that's cool. They don't know who wrote Job. Okay, let's get back to work. Job. Psalms. Yeah, I know it was real cute to put in these little valence like things, but I actually wanted to learn the actual book names. So that's why this is going to be helpful to me. This is Ecclesiastes. And this is Song of Solomon. Okay, let's see if we can tidy these. Okay, it's tidy. Proverbs. Okay, so if I'm going to be going to Bing a lot, this is going to be how can I make this not abbreviated? How about this? Song of Solomon. Let's put it right there because his name is already there. So, yeah. Five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Song of Solomon, Isaiah, maybe I shouldn't put. Okay, I'm gonna leave it. I was thinking about like the book of Jeremiah, who also he wrote Jeremiah. Do I need to put Jeremiah? Do I need to put Isaiah? Probably not, but I think it's okay. I don't know what I mean. Hosea. Oh my goodness. Now, y'all know Hosea married Gomer. Gomer was a bad lady. I don't mean bad like good. I mean bad like bad. He had to go and purchase her back because she couldn't stop her prostituting. She really enjoyed, or I don't know if she enjoyed it, but she liked the money of being a prostitute. And this man had to go and buy back his wife naked on sale as a slave and brought her back home. And at the same time, he was a prophet to northern Israel, the northern tribes, the house of Israel is called, which you have to kind of be careful when you're talking about Israel, because it can mean all 12 tribes, the house of Judah and the house of Israel, the southern tribes and the northern tribes, but it can also just mean just the northern. So, gonna have to be careful there. So, let's make some more copies. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 4. Look at it. 5, 6. It's kind of putting it where it goes. Oh, that's nice. I didn't know it would do that. Whew. You know how Myron says some things you don't get to learn until you actually doing the thing? That was one of those things. That was one of those things. Let's see if this tidy up thing works. All right. We are tidy. Amos actually wrote Amos. Obadiah actually wrote Obadiah. Jonah wrote Jonah. Micah wrote Micah. Let's get Micah centered. Nahum wrote Nahum. Okay. Habakkuk. Better cut and paste this one because I don't want to get that wrong. Okay, Habakkuk. Okay. Zephaniah wrote Zephaniah. Now we know Zephaniah wrote Zephaniah. I don't know that much about Zephaniah. Haggai wrote Haggai. Malachi. Now, is this the same Malachi that was Esther's uncle in Esther? Need to research that. Zechariah. Let's get Haggai lined up. Here we go. Okay, so let's start at Revelation. Now, Revelation is the only book of the Bible that promises a blessing if you just read it. One, two, three. So this is Revelation. And you know, when people that don't really read the Bible, but they want you to think that they read the Bible, they'll say Revelations. It is not Revelations. There's no S on it. It's not the revelations of Jesus Christ. It is the revelation of Jesus. Okay. This should be 3 John. I remember one time I was dating this guy named John. And then I met another interesting fella like John. And my mom was always picking on me because I could never really keep a boyfriend. That's why it's like shocking that Mr. Curtis has been around for 3 years, like with hardly any reward. I think I give him peace. He gives me companionship and just so much help just managing my life project when it comes to being a single woman homeowner. Like, that's a lot of stuff to keep up with, a lot of stuff to do. So he's been really a blessing there. And I give him somewhere to hang out besides with his family. He's divorced, but so he lived with some of his family before. He just kept coming over here. He just kept coming over here and kept coming over here. I'm like, why you keep coming over here? It's like, I'm not marrying you. I'm not marrying you because I don't know where you're going, what your direction is. And my Bible tells me that as a wife, I am to submit to your leadership. I'm a little bit concerned about where you're gonna lead me, brother. Okay. I don't know what you're up to. You know, you laid back, you're just a beautiful soul, but I'm a project manager. I need projects. I need to be working on something, going somewhere, goal setting, moving towards. And that was the reason I wouldn't marry him. But then, one, two, three. I lost count. Okay, so the reason I count those when I'm copying them is so I have a way to double check myself that I haven't left one randomly somewhere. So that's why I do that. So we're up to Hebrews. Hebrews is hard for me to pronounce for some reason. I don't know. It's just my country lisp or something. So let's make some copies of this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. Now see, I can't duplicate what it was doing before when it was spacing them out like that. So that's some kind of artificial intelligence, something doing that I don't know how to make it do it again. And one day I'll figure it out and probably make a video about it, because that's pretty cool. All right, here we go. Oh, and I wasn't even counting. Well, hopefully I didn't leave some random. See, this is part of my issue. I can't talk and do something at the same time all the time. So anyway, let's go with PM. This is Philemon. Or is it Philemon? I don't know. This is Titus. Titus. This is 2 Timothy. This is 1 Timothy. Now I know I'm going to cut and paste this one because I don't want to fat finger it and get it all wrong. So let's see. 2 Thessalonians. Man, that's kind of big. Let's make it little. I made it smaller just a little bit. Okay, this is 1 Thessalonians. Let's make it centered and just a little smaller. There we go. 1st and 2nd. This is Colossians. This is Philippians. Like, the Bible is real people, real places, real history. Now, what are we going to do? We're going to put that one there. Maybe we should Maybe we should tidy this up. Is it already tidy? Kind of looks already tidy to me. Let's leave it alone. This is Ephesians. We know this is Ephesians. Ephesians. Right there. Boom. Galatians. Boom. This is going to need to be tidied up. Look how first, this is 2 Corinthians. First Corinthians. Romans. Oh, ran out of things. Romans. Let's tidy up. This is actually the first time I've used tidy up. I didn't even know that was a thing until today. But, okay. Galatians. Ephesians. Philippians. Okay. Acts. Is my video showing? I don't know. Acts. And we need 4 more. John. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. That's going to show up. Oh, I love that color. 2, 3, 4. I can do these without cutting and pasting. Matthew. Mark. Matthew was a scribe. He was a tax collector, and he had the special skill of being a note taker. He knew shorthand. Like in those days, to be a tax collector, you had to have that skill. Luke, John. And so he was able to like capture things that people said verbatim as he just walked around with Jesus and the rest of the people. If you saw, oh, what was that episode? It was called The Chosen. He was the kind of nerdy dude that followed. That was one of the 12. Okay, so this is this. Now this thing has some really good features. So let's make this a little smaller. There we go. So now this is what we have. Okay. And maybe one day I'll come in here and add how many authors there are in the Bible, how many years it took to get the Bible that we have, how many different versions there are, like the early versions that we still have, like the Vulgar, is it the Vulgate, the Pentateuch, which is the same as the Torah, the Septuagint, the Masoretic text, the King James Version. But for now, this is good. This is very good. I would love to put a little border around it. Let's see, can we do that? It's not letting us do that. Okay, we're going to let well enough be enough for today. And we're going to call this Books of the Bible Wallpaper. And download it. Download. Okay. Wallpaper with names. I don't know. With names. Okay. And just for reference, I will make a link for this. You copy the link only you can access. Share with other people to make sure you just copied a link only you can access. If you're using this link to share with other people, make sure you add them to the design or change access so anyone with link can edit. Anyone with link can view. How about that? Ha! Now I can give it away. Okay, now I can give it away. And what we're going to do is we're going to go back over here to let's fix these bookmarks. Bookmark bar, show bookmark bar. You go to settings, appearance, maybe not. Gosh, I always have trouble. Show bookmarks bar. Performance settings. Gracious. However you do it, bookmarks. I forgot how to do it. Just that quick. Oh my gosh. Okay, so what I was coming over here to do was go Photos. The reason I like using Google Photos instead of Google Drive, a few days ago. What? Where is that coming from? That's my nephew. I don't know how that even got in there. Okay. Bible. I want to say edit book names using Canva. Now put that in there. That's so cool that you can put all that in there. That's one reason I like using Google Photos instead of using Google Drive or something else. So watch this. All of this info is in here, right? So if we go back to the beginning, what was this? I think this was ice. I think I was taking a picture of this. I don't even know. Anyway, it looks kind of looks interesting. So, if I search for Canva, oh no, it didn't find it. Photos, Canva. It found it. Look, because I have that description in there that has that Canva link. What's this? That's my dad's car, I think. Maybe? I don't know. That's cute. That's cute. But it found this. It found this because it has Canva in this link. So that is really cool for you to be able to find stuff again. Right? That's great. All right. So where we started here before we did all of this stuff, we're going to go and change this again. We're going to manage this thing. No. Tab. Home button. No. There's always so much stuff. Context menus. Customize toolbar. Where were we? Where were we? Home button. Forward button. Favorites bar. Oh my goodness. Start. Seems like this should be in appearance. So here we go. Customize. Background. Upload image. Let's put the with names in here. Apply. Boom. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. End of video.